King Oberon, they called him, though his kingdom consisted of little more than the Whispering Woods and the huddle of ramshackle houses that clung to its edge. He was a giant of a man, with hands like gnarled oak roots and eyes that glittered with an unsettling intensity. His strength was legendary. They said he could wrestle bears and uproot trees with a single hand. But his strength was matched by a darkness that festered in his heart. Oberon ruled Hollow Creek with an iron fist, his laws as twisted and gnarled as the trees surrounding the village. He demanded absolute obedience, and his punishments were creative. He chained miscreants to the deadwood trees, leaving them to the mercy of the carrion birds and the whispering wind. He'd lock them in the root cellar beneath his cabin, a place where the sun never shone and the air hung thick with the smell of damp earth and something else, something rotten. One year, the crops failed. The villagers, already living on the edge of starvation, began to whisper of rebellion. Oberon, his eyes burning brighter than ever, decreed a sacrifice. The fairest maiden in the village, Elara, was chosen. She was beautiful, with hair like spun moonlight and eyes the color of the summer sky. But even her beauty couldn't soften Oberon's heart. On the night of the sacrifice, a thick fog rolled in, muffling the terrified cries of the villagers. Elara, bound and gagged, was dragged to the oldest, most gnarled tree in the deadwood forest, a tree they called the Hangman's Oak. Oberon, his face a mask of grim satisfaction, raised his massive axe. But as the blade flashed in the flickering torchlight, a blood-curdling scream echoed through the fog. It wasn't Elara's. It was Oberon's. The villagers, frozen in terror, watched as the king stumbled back, clutching at his chest. No axe had touched him. No one had moved. Yet, a deep gash, as if made by a monstrous claw, had opened across his breast. He fell to his knees, his eyes wide with a terror that mirrored their own.